Hello, everyone. So in this video, I'm going to be talking about angle relationships and how to find the missing angle in a problem. So here we have a problem, and we're trying to find out what x is. So we've got x over here. The first step, whenever you see a problem about angle relationships, is you should think, what do you know about x? And specifically, if this angle x from here to here, I'll highlight it in red, what can we say about some of the angles next to x? Specifically, you want to be on the lookout for complementary angles. Remember, those add up to 90. And you also want to be on the lookout for supplementary angles. And remember, those add up to 180. So the first step is, do you see anything like that? And actually, we do. If you extend from this 35-degree angle all the way around here, you'll notice that this is actually a 180-degree angle. This is a supplementary angle. We can see this because it's a straight line, right? This line I'm highlighting in red now is a straight line, and we're doing a 180 on it. The 35 and the x together are supplementary angles. So just make a note of that. 35 and x are supplementary, which just means they add up to 180. So once you've done that, the challenge is, okay, how do I take this thing that I know is true, and most of you are pretty good at recognizing when things add up to 180, and then turn it into an equation? How would I do that? Well, I just want to take this and represent it in math symbols. So if I know these two things add up to 180, then I'm just going to write 35 plus x is equal to, it adds up to 180. And once I've done that, it's just a matter of solving this equation. So we can go through, draw a line down the middle. We want to figure out what x is, so we'll subtract 35. Of course, if we do it on one side, we also have to do it on the other side of the equal sign. We're left with just x equals 145. And that's our answer. And now you can see, if you wanted to, check your work. We decided this angle was 145 degrees. So 35 plus 145 should equal 180. And if you check that on a calculator, it does. 35 plus 145 equals 180. I hope that's helpful. We'll go through another example right now. Okay, here we go again. This is a more complicated one, but it's the same basic setup. We want to figure out what is x. And again, we have two angles. What do we know about these two angles? Well, let's look. If we find something in green, you can see here's a line. What do we know about a line? Well, angles on a line are supplementary. It means if we add up all the angles on that line, they should add up to 180 degrees. So angles on line add up to 180. Now again, it's a matter of taking this thing that we know and turning it into a math equation we can solve. So what are the angles on the line? Well, we've got this red angle right here, 6x plus 80. 6x plus 80. We also have this little blue angle, 4x. And we know we have to add those two together, and it's going to be equal to the entire angle, which is, of course, 180. Now we're just where we were in the last problem. It's just the algebra is a little trickier. So we'll go ahead and do the algebra. We can get rid of this 80 over here. That's going to leave us with 6x plus 4x equals 180. Some of you may be thinking, okay, we need to do minus 4x next. But we don't, because 6x plus 4x are on the same side of the equation. We would do minus 4x if they were on different sides of the equal sign. But because they're on the same side of the equal sign, we can actually just say, well, what is 6x plus 4x? And it is 10x. And hopefully you caught this, but I actually made a mistake right here. 180 minus 80 is not 180. It is, of course, 100. So we're left with 10x equals 100. We still need to figure out what x is, not what 10x is. So we'll divide by 10. And if you do the math, 100 divided by 10 is equal to 10. So that tells us that x equals 10. And there's our answer. Now, of course, you could check the answer by substituting in up here. 6 times 10 plus 80. That's 60 plus 80, which is equal to 140 degrees. Meanwhile, we've got the blue angle, which is just 4 times 10, 40 degrees. And this is great because 140 and 40 together equal 180, which is exactly what we wanted them to. So there's another more complicated example, but the same steps. We just look, what do we know? We know in this case the angles on a line add up to 180. Sometimes the angles will add up to 90. Sometimes the angles might add up to 360. What do we know? Then turn that into an equation. Add up all the angles, put it equal to 180 or to 90 or to whatever they need to add up to. And then just do the math, check your work, and get your answer. I hope that's helpful. Of course, if you have questions, send me an email, but otherwise, have a great day. Bye-bye.